number 2 part, part 2, to this what if. If you haven't seen the last one, just go watch the last one, I guess. Pretty simple, I know. But here, let's jump straight to this one. Let me set the setting for you. It's another usual day with Naruto being chased by Shinobi, stopping him or trying to catch him. But like usual, as people haven't got used to this, he would dash away, outspeeding them by seemingly teleporting for an instant at high speeds. These, of course, if you're high enough Shinobi, you're able to follow these. Since these Shinobis are barely stronger than a normal Genin. Not like the ones that we've seen in the Rookie 9, but the other ones that were in the classroom. So yeah. But pretty much this day it would go differently. Naruto has been practicing his telekinesis abilities, and he thinks he found out the right ratio to throw his punches. Of course, he's not trying to fight them, all three of them, since you know that's going to make him look worse. But he's going to test it out. He would run, and he would hit one of the poles, which the Shinobi would see as the pole would bend. And they would say, you're breaking public property, running faster at him. But he'd throw 2 punches to the ground, which would still cut him because it is the ground. But after that, he would kick the pole, and he would launch it at them, with them dodging it and chasing back over at him. He would dodge off, speeding. But that's whenever I would say more like the upper, like the stronger one of them, would tell them to stop, saying that that's good enough. We already know that he can speed away from us by using his weird ability. But did you see how his strokes, a couple of strikes, can break open a hole like that? That's too strong. He's not even beginning yet. We need to report this to the Hokage before anything gets too out of hand. Which they think, and they all agree. And all that. And agreeing, they would go to the Hokage's office. In the Hokage's office, the Hokage would be tired, and that's what they want. If it's something about Naruto disgracing the Hokage Mountain again, deal with it on your own. And all that. Once they would say no, they would explain the chakra around Naruto, which I have decided will be orange. And all that. And how he can seemingly increase his speed beyond a Chunin or a Genin stature, or even probably faster than a Chunin. And all that. And explain how a couple of his punches, or 2 punches, can uproot a pole. Which the Hokages think back of whenever Naruto was a child, whenever he was a baby. How this orange energy was around him. He would say thank you to them and tell them to not chase him again. I'm gonna see what this power is. Naruto would be told by Iruka to go to the third Hokage for something and all that. And he says that the third Hokage says it's not about the Hokage Mountains. Of course, Naruto thinks it is, and he thinks that the Hokage thinks he's dumb enough to fall for this. But you still go, getting ready to like blast off if something happens, but nothing will. The Hokage would come in, and that conversation of his powers would happen. And let the Hokage get the answers from Naruto of what he experienced and all that. Of course, some of them think it might be some kind of ability to control wind without hand signs and all that. If he can do this, since he can move around stuff around him through mid-air, so that's what they assume. But soon enough, he would be given a chakra paper, as we know, see what the attributes are, and he would be told to funnel chakra through it, which Naruto would. And what would happen to the paper would surprise people, with not it cutting, ripping, or turning into like sand or whatever. Instead, it would pretty much disappear out of thin air. They would see as it would slightly turn, and it would twist completely into a spiral, and it will pop out of resistance, which would surprise them. Which Naruto asks what that means. And if I'm saying like this has never been shown for chakra nature to do this. So they dub his ability they dub it psychokinesis, or I'll say they dub it, let me see, a path. Since it's kind of like almighty push and a pull, they would call it, no, I'll say that for later maybe, but they would call it or telekinesis, by one of the lead scientists saying something about this theory and all that. But now Naruto's getting proper training to use the shield and all that. Of course, nobody understands this power, and nobody can get it. And the third Hokage assumes that the son or the father of Naruto, teacher, should know something about it, calling in Jiraiya. But of course, Jiraiya wouldn't always automatically come in. Like, you won't follow every word. I'll give Naruto a month of training from the third Hokage to control his power. And Naruto runs a barrier for the Hokage, telling him to try to defend himself with it, which would come up as a barrier. But just like if anybody was trying to defend themselves, somebody can't defend and attack at the same time. So that's what also Naruto has to do. It's very good against long range moves and anybody using physical attacks, but if somebody's strong enough in the physical category, they can physically break through it. They can use a jutsu, a strong enough one that would break his barrier. But I would say that they will find out at least the limits of it. So yeah, I'd say Hiruzen can probably break straight through it with a punch, which would be expected of the Hokage. or a former Hokage, or somebody that was Hokage twice, technically. But completely breaking it for hit. Those he has kunais cannot break through it, and doesn't come up with a scratch. Puppy dog. And all other stuff. You'll test jutsu. They'll see that strongest class jutsu that can break through it. I want to say like wind bullets and all that, which I classify as the weakest form in playing fire jutsu, but I say a fireball can break through it. A strong enough one by somebody that can use it correctly. But fireball, I mean like the impact of a direct impact. Sit down. You're too loud. A direct impact, so it has to hit his barrier completely. And if Naruto dodges and covers himself from the explosion, it won't break. But at this limit of time, this is how strong his barrier is. But Jiraiya would finally show up, asking Hiruzen why he called him there inside the Hokage's office. What he would say is that I'm here to tell you your duty. Telling Naruto to walk in. Coming in. With Jiraiya knowing who this is. And all that. But he would play it off like he doesn't. And he would ask why you have this kid here. And of course, Hiruzen would tell him that Naruto knows that you're supposed to get care of him already. And I'm here to tell you you need to train his abilities. You should know something about your former student's son's abilities. Since it was one of your student's son. Which you would ask what you mean. And he would tell Naruto to demonstrate. With a barrier. With the orange chakra emanating from Naruto, creating one. First Jiraiya would look at this and be confused. And you would tap the barrier and all that. And he would test the variability of taking a knife and trying to swing at it and try to break it. But the result of this is that the tip of it would break off. He would ask what this ability is and what jutsu it is. And all that, how do you activate it without a hand stun, no build up at all. Which Hiruzen would say, that's exactly why you're here. Since I don't understand these new powers or this ability of Naruto. And all that. That's what else he can do. Naruto says that, or Hiruzen would say that he can like increase his strength. But Naruto would have to correct him, saying not exactly what I do. The real thing that I actually do is that I throw my body with the force of my telekinesis, launching myself far away with enough force that it seems like I enhance my body and speed, but in fact I'm just swinging myself around. So yeah. So who's gonna say that's not your like enhancement? He would say no, but I don't know if I can enhance my body with it and all that. But of course, he wonders if Naruto can learn jutsus or use jutsus without hand sign, is what Jiraiya seeks out, which Hiruzen never thought of. It's a good idea, Jiraiya. Now you must teach him that. Let's try to say, no, I need some research. And all that. But of course, he would say no, do your duty as a shinobi and as the godfather of Naruto. So he would sort of do the same training as he did to a older Naruto, with him telling him a few steps and dipping off on him, which would make Naruto mad and all that. But he would remember some jutsu that people used against him. Sitsurai told him to visualize it and try to bring forth it. Try to ignite a spark in the air. To ignite a spark, which Naruto would start doing. But what's gonna happen is sparks would come in his hand, which he'd feel, and it would turn into a tiny flame, which he would get excited, and it would disperse after that. But, of course, he'll keep trying to do this until he kind of run out of energy of trying to use this without any proper training to use it before this. But he'll pass out with Jiraiya coming out of the tree, which I'll say they're outside to use this since Naruto's trying to use fire, and Jiraiya doesn't know if it's gonna be completely strong if it comes out, or just as strong as his telekinesis, which would be kind of strong. But Naruto has not got it strong enough to throw a real attack, so no, not really that much strength to it. But the point that he's at is that he can sweep his hand and automatically activate it around him. So yeah. But rigorous training to ignite his fire and try other elements by from Jiraiya showing him different elements. And he would even try to show him the hair spike thing, but Naruto would use it in his different way by taking control of his hair particles and extending them, as he called them. Which Jiraiya called them hair needles, I'm pretty sure, but Naruto's would be called hair spikes, or I don't know, but it would be hair needles still. But Naruto can perform aerial jutsus by shooting it forward. So yeah. But through this training, he finally get it to a point where he can throw a fire attack, which is strong enough to be considered a ninjutsu attack. Strong enough to like harm somebody. So yeah, after accomplishing this, Jiraiya would tell him that he's heading back to school, which I would say it has been another month of training since he's been working on every attribute of his ability. Coming back, and I'll say by the time of everyday thing of him running away from people, it's at like the end of the school year whenever he left for 2 months. So it would be like a new school year with him starting. It'll start with Naruto coming back, pretty much. And this is where I'll end it off because it's 20 minutes. Goodbye.